Howdy and aloha. Welcome to Manata. The earth and you are ohana. We hope you stay and talk.
Howdy and aloha, everyone, or whoever gets a hold of this channel. If you do, it's the eighth one, thanks to the community guidelines at YouTube, because they're such assholes. And I'm filing a class action lawsuit, and me and a bunch of other people are going to be jumping aboard in violation of our constitutional First Amendment rights. And it's really going to suck for them because they're going to have to pay up, bring my channels back, all my information. They better have it. If they deleted it, they're going to be in trouble. They're already in trouble. But anyway, it's July 31st, a day away from August. And the question I think everybody should be asking themselves is, first, what are resources? I think it just depends on, what we're talking about, or what our goal is, or what mountain are we trying to climb. And resources to me in regards to politics, or government or anything close to that, is time, energy, your effort, stuff like that, and then money, and manpower, stuff like that. What are we? What's our focus? Because it seems like we're all over the place, and we are, because that's part of the process of the Pedo-Predator Class, or the PPCs, I call them. And that's what they are, aka the World Economic Forum and all their associates. Let's just put that card on the table first. My goal, since I think since I started my blog talk in 2014, and then switched over to YouTube in late 2017, late 2016, early 2017, doing hundreds of shows. Who knows, maybe even thousands, it seems like. Shows or content or blogs, video blogs, whatever you fucking call these things, has been to get rid of Citizens United, to keep money out of politics. And that's been, and the McCutcheon versus the FEC situation. Citizens United, remember. Nobody talks about that. That's been my number one goal. I think, since day one. I mean, no matter what party you're from, you don't want big pharma, big elderly care, big hospital, big psychology, which is people don't even understand how big that industry is. It's part of big hospital. Big hospital kind of encompasses a lot. Big insurance, big oil, big coal, big nuclear, big banks, big military industrial complex, and the list kind of goes on. But this is under the umbrella of the Pedo-Predator Class. They call themselves elitist. I don't like using elite because I think they're trash. They're scum. Most of their money came from inheritances and just genial and being part of the bloodline in a sense. And, connections, stuff like that. Very rare do you see somebody that worked their way from the bottom. Like just some family that's been poor for a couple hundred years in their family, working class, maybe plumbers, electricians, drywallers, construction carpenters, stuff like that. And, or they've just been working in maybe a car salesman all the way to the hospitality industry, restaurants and hotels, and they've just been working their butts off for decades or centuries. And one in their family, goes to an Anthony Robbins seminar, and next thing you know, they're fucking millionaires. I mean, this has happened, and that's cool. I love that. That's not crony capitalism. That's, a capitalist type of mentality, being an entrepreneur, filing an LLC, limited liability corporation, and doing the things you need to do. And those kinds of people, I really, in have tons of respect for, because they, worked their fingers to the bone, did everything they needed to do, followed the laws, followed the instructions, didn't have any connections, weren't like the Clintons or Obamas, or, you go back in time, these mafia families, in a sense, mafia families, who, and they're, Chelsea Clinton's gonna, if nothing happens to the Clintons, which I believe soon it will. I'm really starting to see kind of the the scales of justice tilt just a teeny bit in favor of incarcerating these people. Like the Clintons, the Obamas, the Bidens, going after, the bloodline of the Rothschilds and Belvederes and all these, royalties and all these people that just, the Pedo-Predator Class. I so knowing this, you've got to ask yourself, well, who are you supporting? Who are you giving your time, your energy, your effort, your money? Because they're asking for donations. Sadly, sadly, we're seeing the Democrats are having a hard time raising money in regards to personal donations. And they're saying that they're getting personal donations, but we know, and I know, and you know, and you know that I know that we know that their money is coming from bullshit. It's coming from the Pedo-Predator Class, and they're funneling it in through certain ways. James O'Keefe, OMG, that's just a great name for a fuck. Oh my God. Revealed a few months ago, maybe like 6 months ago, that a lot of these donors that were informed that they were donating tens of thousands of dollars to the Democratic Party that don't even in a year's or decade make the amount of money that they were said that was stated was being sent through them. This is proven factual information that there were people out there that were constituents of the Democratic Party, whatever party you want to do, whether it's purple, pink, blue, green, blue or red or whatever. But in regards to the Democrats, these people, their name, their addresses, all their information was being used to funnel money in, either through a PAC or I'm not sure how the details went, but it's I'll keep putting it on his website. He showed all the details. If you want, I can send you the link to it. But he revealed that there were tens of thousands of dollars being sent to campaigns, Democratic campaigns. Hey, Jordan, what's up, buddy? Yeah, I know. I'll get to that. But and they had no idea. Like some lady in Massachusetts in a 2-bedroom house living off Social Security sent $180,000 in the past few years or whatever to the Biden campaign, or a few $1,000s, or some guy Rick Smith or whoever sent $40,000 or $20,000, or over time to some Democratic official. Why does this seem so off? I need to get this kind of more in line here. Sorry, just give me a second. I think I just need to reposition myself. Here, yeah, I'll just move over. Anyway, yeah, okay, okay, now I think I'm lined up. And this is revealing. And then they were saying, out of the blue, like a month ago, on Twitter, social media, the Democrats were saying, "Oh, Biden raised $70 million like overnight," and now that's being investigated. By the way, they're investigating these magical sums of money going through these Democrats. It's getting nasty. These people are really getting. I mean, you knew they could cheat, and you knew they could rig and cheat and steal and coerce and blackmail. I mean, everything under the sun. And they keep pointing the finger at Trump, and they keep pointing the finger away from each other. They constantly defract. Constantly defract. They're constantly deflecting. Oh, it's them. Oh, it's them. They're the ones. They're the ones. They do this. They do that. When in fact they are the ones doing it. It's the greatest example of the pot calling the kettle black. The Democrats. It's amazing, and they're being found out. Oh, okay. In Mexico, I got you. So what's interesting to me is, for one, if you're a Democrat, I'm just surprised as hell that you're still one. And I used to be one. I used to be a Republican, and I used to be there. Then I was a Democrat. Then I was a Green Party. Then that was just fucking a waste of time and a big joke, which I still believe it totally is. It totally is. I don't care what candidate you have running, right? And the Green Party, that place is just set up to fail. Their entire system is set up to fail. Ask anybody. Ask Chad Wilson. He'll tell you. Ask Howie Hawkins, a guy that lost 22 times. The biggest political loser. I mean, look, I've lost, this, that, the other thing, and I'm not stating I'm the biggest winner or an alpha guy or anything like that. I've had my alpha moments, there's no doubt, and I've also had my fucking beta, Charlie, Delta, and Foxtrot moments. I'm telling you, like we all have. But this guy is just a fucking born loser, and they put him in the forefront. That was just it was like Churchill Downs, right? If you know where Churchill Downs, it's the Kentucky Derby, and you have, I think there's 12 horses, or yeah, whatever, a bunch of horses, and you decide to put the horse that loses the most in the most prestigious race on the planet, horse race on the planet. That's Green Party thinking, man. So anyway, Cornell or Hormel, whatever, I call him Hormel because I don't think he's what people think he is. I really don't. I'd like to have a conversation. I'd like to have a conversation with all these guys. I'd like to have, the thing is people that come on the show or that used to always come on the show. I used to have candidates, Democrats. I used to have Republicans running for office, Libertarians. A lot of Green Party people that were running used to come on Montauk, but all those are gone because the community guidelines during 2020 were so draconian, fascist, and authoritarian, which they still are. That hasn't been fixed. The system and processes that they still use, people still have to talk in code on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. Not too much on Twitter, right? Since Elon took over and fired all the fucking COVIDians. Anyway, so where's your money going to? Where's your energy and your effort? Are you out there campaigning for Joe Biden, picketing for him? I don't see a lot of people doing that. I don't see a lot of people knocking on. I would not. I mean, if you paid me $500,000 right now to go campaign for Joe Biden, I wouldn't do it. Throw it at me. Say, I just need to go knock on 100 doors. Fuck you. It's called integrity. It's called integrity. Ethics, morals, values. The Pedo-Predator Class has become the Democrats. These people are fucking just. And I'm not talking about the voters. I'm talking about the political figures, the lobbyists behind them, the World Economic Forum, that the Democrats all praise. They praise Fauci. They praise Bill Gates. They praise Klaus Schwab. This is sickness. There's no way in hell I would want to have anything to do with these disgusting slug, blood sucking, literally probably creatures. It's just it. I am. There's just no fucking way. So I know people are. There's a big movement for Trump. I'm telling you right now, there's a big movement for Trump. But he stated, and I'm going to say it again because it bugs the fuck out of me. I made a good decision. I stand by my decision. Something like that. I think I made a good decision. I think that's what his words were in regards to mandates, masks, vaccines during early mid 2020. When in the beginning, you saw him, the great hoax. Now the Democrats have their great hoax. I fucking played it. I played it on here. I still got the video. And then all of a sudden he changes his mind. His administration all of a sudden buys, or himself, I don't know who was it, 100 million doses from Johnson & Johnson and 100 million doses from Pfizer. July and August. It happened. And then all of a sudden he changes his tune. Then he's fucking all for it. Look, I need people to understand, and this is very, very important. In regards to Trump, he wrote the book, The Art of the Deal. I've read pieces of it. There's passages and paragraphs, just go online and you'll see a few things that he said. I could probably put something up here that'll probably indicate what I'm trying to convey to you. And this is in regards to Trump. He's all about the deal. He's a deal maker. There's no doubt, right? And I think that's a definite asset. I think that's an attribute for any person of such high position, especially being a president. Whether you're a mayor, or governor, or a sitting president, you have to be able to get to the bargaining table. Hold back a few of your cards. There's a whole process to this. And he's good at that. But I think, from what I can see, and I have several different theories on this, right? Is he was purposely placed, purposely ejected, and I think he may have known. Or, most of the indications that I see is he was surprised as fuck when he got the nomination, not the nomination, but when he was elected. I saw his speech when they showed him that he was elected. He was like, "What the fuck just happened?" He wasn't acting. That guy's never shocked. That guy's seen it all, big and small, and he looked like he was fucking shocked as hell. Eat pineapple. Eat pineapple. Eat pineapple. Good for you, especially if you have a steak, pork, chicken. Breaks down meat in your stomach really well. But pineapple's got a lot of great things to it. And it's always good to have water with. Look at my tea bag. You can see it right there. That's milk thistle. Good for your immune system, and this is good water. Good for your lungs. Good for a lot of things. Just stay focused. Try to be. I feel like I'm talking to my kids right now. Take care of the body, and the body will take care of you. It's that simple. It's okay to dabble in, take a couple of hits off a bong, or smoke a doobie or blunt, whatever, every once in a while. Have a shot or a drink or a beer every once in a while. I know everybody says in moderation, yeah, but just keep it simple. That's all, But have a good time. That's most important. But anyway, back to Trump. So they placed him and gave him all that time because I've showed the email to it. It's Podesta emails. It came out through Julian Assange through WikiLeaks, and it's getting warm in here. And look it up if you want. I can get it for you, find it for you. The Dream Ticket, Montauk, and you. Yeah, let's do this, bro. Oh, I'll fucking clean house. Oh, I will fucking clean house for sure. I will bring a giant rake, like a literal giant rake, and a fucking wet vac just to get the corners of the crap that's in that fucking in the Capitol, dude. I'm telling you, or in the White House, or in the administration. My cabinet will be. God, I wonder who. God, it's so amazing. Anyway, yeah. So Podesta emails clearly indicated it was Ben Carlson or Ted Cruz or Donald Trump to give more advertising or more time on mainstream media. And this is a letter to MSNBC, CNN, P, you know, Reuters, Associated Press, just everybody. Whether it's good or bad, give them more time. And they chose Trump because what they later found out is that they thought it would be easier to beat Trump than to beat these other two, which I find kind of, I don't know about that. But anyway, that was their thinking, I guess. As far as some of the tweets and emails, other emails that we saw, it was the focus on Trump, give him the platform, let him get on there, and we'll try to beat him. So anyway, so he's campaigning and drawing in, kind of like Obama moments of rallies. He's got 20, 30,000 people at his rallies, and Clinton's got 2,000, on average, all the time. And you just knew that nobody was just going to fucking, they're just done with Hillary. She's crap, and we know it. And if Eric was on here right now, he would tell you she's a KUNT. So he gets elected. I didn't see anything really terrible that he did. I know he didn't. He wasn't like. I mean, There were bombs and wars, and some stuff that we probably shouldn't have put our hands in. But he didn't really clean the swamp like he had stated he was going to do. I mean, he still brags that he did, but somebody needs to just talk to him and say, "Look, bro, you didn't. You didn't." The thing about, and this is called I call it the Michael Jackson Tyson um, situation. That situation isn't the word for it. I had the word in my head. Um, it's more like not a legacy. Darn it. The curse. It's the Tyson curse, the Michael Jackson curse. When you surround yourself with a bunch of yes men, right? When you surround yourself with a bunch of yes men and you have no pushback, right? Um, any captain of any military ship that I know of in the Navy, it's your first in command, besides being captain, then your first in command. Like number one of Star Trek, right? So number one of Star Trek, I watched the show. Um, love that show. I don't care what anybody says. I still like watching Star Trek, except for the stupid fucking woke parts of it. Every once in a while, they're throwing something fucking stupid. Um, Captain Christopher Pike said in this last one, it's good that you always have to have a first officer that'll question your decisions, because that's your conference, that's your executive conference. You have to, you second guess yourself um, a lot when you have an authoritative position. You have to, and let this be some little training for Trump. I'm trying to, hopefully his Trumpers and Trump people will fucking tell this guy, You need to have somebody fucking slap you in the face and go, bro, no, it wasn't a good decision. The lockdowns, the masks, the mandates, all that shit, it wasn't a good decision. It wasn't a good decision. And for Biden to continue, it wasn't a good decision. Right? But you have to remind yourself who was doing that shit, who started that stuff. And then he goes, there's a few videos I have where, take the vaccine, it works, it works. Right? I'm just like, ugh. And then he was on with, what was this, Paul? What's his fucking, it'll come to me. Um, he was on Fox. A host from Fox, or you're in some kind of seminar, a town hall. He goes, did you take the vaccine? The host guy goes, I took the vaccine. Did you take the vaccine? Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's fine. Anyway, what you do to your own body, I think, medical freedom all the way. Medical freedom. Right? So that's the thing I say about when I hear about the women that carry a child all the way before birth, 7, 8, 9 months, and they say, "Oh, you know what? I don't want to fucking have a kid now." And that's crazy. Um, those are the same people that say, "Well, you can't tell me what to do. It's my body, my choice." And I said, "Well, what about the vaccines?" And they're like, they have a seizure right in front of you. Yeah, they don't get that part because it's a cognitive dissonance type of thing. I don't really. That term is kind of interesting. It's more of a willing to not relate an obvious truth or fact or stated, documented, completely tangible, in your face, observational realization that you can't. You need to be free with everything. If you're going to be free, you want to be free with one thing. You got to be free with a lot of things, right? I know there's a few things that we shouldn't be free with. Let's be decent here. I'm conservative in a lot of ways about that. Not that I haven't been at a party and anyway, I'm not going to talk. So we're trying to think. Why are we? Who is going to save us, right? And that's the big question. Who's going to save us from this Pedo-Predator Class, aka World Economic Forum, and their extremely heinous, authoritarian, dystopian, fascist, bigoted, fucking bizarro world agendas? Who's going to save us from that, right? Everybody's, got their beliefs in Trump, but he needs to humble up. That's what I'm saying. I mean, a good leader will say, and tell me if I'm wrong, right? A good leader will say at times, look, you guys are making sense. And if I don't listen to my subordinates, if I don't listen to my pupils or the team I'm coaching, then I'm not processing the feedback and creating better paths for us to be successful. Because I steer the ship, right? That's what a captain would do. He's constantly assessing departments, constantly assessing personnel, and he's going to put the best person in place to take the ball and dunk it, or to shoot the 3-pointer to win the game. But he has to listen to his constituents. So I'm telling all the Republicans, and just letting you know, if push comes to shove and it's Trump, I'm voting for fucking Trump. I am not going to vote for a fucking Democrat. I don't care who it is. I'm not kidding. I don't care who the fuck it is. That entire party has gone demon, psycho, satanic, fucking pedophile, child molesting, fucking crazy. Just the craziest fucks I've ever seen in my life. You know, I'm sure a few don't account for all, but supporting a, from my research, from vast research, if you knew how many hours, right? And I know somebody can vouch for me because Steve with the Red Economics used to watch and pay attention to all the fucking research I used to do, right? And she will definitely I'll tell you one thing. Jimmy does his due diligence. He questions authority and its sources at every turn. Like, seriously do it. Not just, but I'll listen to both sides. I've, on my Facebook, on my Twitter, on my, even on my Instagram, and especially in YouTube, I've got all kinds of different content people. I could show you. I could show you immediately. I'm getting information from the left, information from the right, information from the center, information above, below, around, everywhere. And then I look at all their information. That takes time, energy, and effort. And then I make my assessment. I formulate my own opinion, conclusion, perception, theory, if you will. All right? And that's I think that's clarity and courage. It takes clarity, just being clear, just being you you have to want that. Um, Instead of just, what did Anderson Cooper say? Oh yeah, I definitely want to do what Anderson Cooper's doing. What did Sean Hannity say? Oh yeah, I want to definitely do what Sean Hannity's doing. Or I believe him. No. No. These people are paid by advertisers and people that want you to be sick and ill and in these days gone. Back to Trump. If your resources are to support Donald Trump, you guys need to do a very important thing. And I'm going to tell you right now, because if you don't listen to me, it's going to fucking happen again. If he did it once, he'll do it again. But somebody needs to get him in a corner, right? And stop the fucking Michael Jackson, Mike Tyson syndrome, which is being a yes man. Oh yeah, whatever you say, whatever you want, whatever, it's coming to America kind of thing. Whatever you say, arf, 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 whatever you want, arf, arf, arf. If you remember that movie, it's a great movie if you haven't seen it. But this is important. Put him in a corner and say, look, dude, that wasn't a good idea. You need to come out about that because there's some pretty serious information out there that I think you need to, be privy of because it's going to bite you in the butt. It's going to fucking bite you in the butt so bad and it's going to hurt. Right? And here's that information. Okay? I'm just going to leave it up right here. I'm natural news because truth matters. This is real information. You can look it up. Go to this site if you want it. I'll send it to you. Data shows 63,060% increase in child unalive since rollout of further COVID-19 vaccine for children in Europe. What the fuck? I wonder what that number is here in the United States. Seriously, what the fuck? This is gonna bite him in the ass. He's got to understand this because the more people like great senators. One of the greatest senators most recently, he's a Republican. Sorry, I'm not sorry. But Eric Schmidt of Missouri, the state that I currently live in. Great state, by the way. I'm going to tell you right now, this is a beautiful state with great people. Wonderful, great, decent, well mannered. Just it's like the opposite of L.A. We're going to a grocery store in LA, everybody's bumping and moving and flipping you off and traffic, and it's so nice here. It's almost sickening, but it's assuring and it's very peaceful. I'm sure there's situations and problems, and I see a few homeless people every once in a while, and but they have programs, they have things for people. There's work out here too. It's very inexpensive in regards to rent. There's plenty of lakes for water. It's very inexpensive in regards to food. Not right now, because Bidenomics, right? Gas the price to just went up 50 fucking cents in the past 2 months. 50 cents. Nobody's Biden out. You guys okay with that? Anyway, so back to Trump. So he definitely needs, and that's my message. I'm telling you, if he doesn't humble up, bite the bullet, Donald. Just bite the fucking bullet. That's all you got to do all you got to do is say it like this. Because this is my number one theory. Say I'm Donald Trump. I'm a good deal maker. I've made thousands of deals through my life. Some of them good, some of them bad, which we all have as business people or whatever. But this one I got sold. I gotta say, Fauci is a good salesperson. And that's all he is to me now. He's a salesman. And he sold me this crap, and throw it on him. Because I'm pretty sure it was all him. Because if you throw this, right? Because that's coming. Where you think it's not coming, it's coming. So the message I got for Donald Trump right now is this is coming, right? And if you don't step back and say, I got sold, I did the Art of the Deal book, I get it, but I've been sold too. But I've made bad deals, and that was a bad deal. And I want to, and you have to apologize to. And I apologize to those that this happened to. But then apologies is all about liability. But don't worry about that, because they're gonna go after. They're not gonna go after you. That's the thing you need to be that you need to relinquish yourself from. They're not gonna go after you. They're gonna go after Big Pharma. They're gonna go after the Pentagon and the people that fucking made it. That's what's gonna happen. By you just admitting, right? So here it is. I'm Donald Trump. Look, I got so down the river. Fauci beat me on this one, and I made a mistake. And I'm not going to let that happen again. I'm going to confer and check with other sources. I'm going to do far more diligence. I'm not going to let them get me caught up in the hype. And then we all did, right? But you need to do that. If he doesn't do that, push stick shove, I'm still going to fucking vote for him. I'm just telling you. But the thing is if he doesn't do that, then that's what he's counting on. Because some people were hurt, were damaged, were unalived. Bro. They were fucking killed by this shit. Kids, children, babies. Okay, so all I'm telling you is if you're a Republican, you're watching the show, you need to make sure that message gets him. Anybody in his campaign he's got to get this off. He's got to. I'm telling you, Mark, I hate it. You know what I hate about Montauk, right? This content show, blog, video, fucking show, whatever the fuck it is, um, is I hate being right. It, I don't like my being right. In the past, fucking at least 3 years for sure, and before that, right? Because this is going to bite them in the ass really bad. Once they start producing that information, and the CDC gets lawsuits, and they start going through discovering and finding all the factual and real information that is happening, he's not going to like that information. He better bite it in the butt now. Other than that, I don't see a fucking issue with this guy. I really don't. All I know is that as soon as he gets in the office, gas prices are going to go fucking split in half. I'm going to be able to fucking buy a steak for fucking a quarter of what it used to cost. We're not going to have fucking chemicals and shit in our food. You know, it's just going to be totally different. And I think he wants to take down or remove or incarcerate or eradicate the World Economic Forum and their associates. And I think I've heard him say that, and some people have told me that he's already fucking told you that. I'm like, okay, well, show me, but I'm still waiting. So where are your resources going? You know, and I know, I got to tell you, so there it is with Trump, right? I'm just telling you, there it is with Trump. Um, he's got to fucking come clean on that. He needs to prepare. I'm not sure what he's going to say, but he needs to get rid of that, because this is going to bite Trump in the butt, right? That's going to bite Trump in the butt. So he's got to seriously think about how he's going to apologize and say, Fauci fucking sold me, and I bought it, and I fucking took the deal. You know, whatever the deal was. You know, thinking that you were going to save people when it really wasn't the case. And it was all a fucking scam. Right? You know, I guess you can now say pandemic. You can now say, I don't know. Just who fucking knows? All I'm saying is, just get it. Just get that in your head, and you'll be okay. But if you don't, it's going to be tough for you. And the reason why it's going to be tough for you, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be tough for you because people are revealing that shit. Trump, you need to fucking start listening to your people and don't let that fucking Tyson Jackson, Michael Jackson, Mike Tyson syndrome, I call it, the effect. When you have a bunch of yes men and yes women around you, you don't really have a first officer, dude, that questions your authority, that has to say, look, I don't know if this is a good idea, man, because if you do this, this is going to happen. If you do it the way you thought you were going to, but if you do it this way, or, you know, Cap or Sergeant, somebody here has a different, probably a better way forward that's going to benefit all of us. You know, it's not just about the money anymore, dude. You know that. You've got plenty of money. You're going to be fine. You know it. Anyway, I'm going to take a quick break. I will be back. Let's see what Jordan said. Republicans are such a joke. I'd rather vote independent or third party. I know, dude. They're so weak. They're becoming weak. Like, you know, they talk a big game. They talk a big game. They've delivered a few things. I know our senator here the only guy that's really done anything in the Republican Party is fucking Eric Schmidt of Missouri. This guy's a fucking action guy. He has been, I don't know. It's just been fucking crazy. Crazy good. When that motherfucker goes after something, he gets to the target. He's zeroed in, man. He is zeroed, for sure. And he will hit his mark. That motherfucker, he's a badass. Eric Schmidt, Senator of Missouri, is a fucking badass. You know, that guy should be protected, for sure. He's not all talk. He's not talk at all. He's He's action then talk. That's what he is. And he'll comment about others people's that do talk and don't have any action. That guy's a badass. I told him recently. I didn't tell him, but I knew. But his Twitter doesn't get a lot of feeds, so I'm sure he's reading it. If the fucking Republicans just raise the minimum wage to $10, 12. Nobody right now is fucking it out. Nobody hires anybody under $10. You cannot get an employee to work for you for under $10. There's no way. But across this country, the minimum wage hasn't changed from 8 something dollars an hour since 2009. And if the freaking Republicans just throw it out there, if the House throws it out there, it's over for Democrats. It's already over for them already. Most of them are going to go to fucking prison, I believe, if this is done right by the Republicans, if they actually fucking do something, by the way. Yeah, I'm not. Vivek's not. He's just an opportunist, dude. He reminds me of the Asian guy, fuck, Yang. Vivek is like Yang. They're real good opportunists, rich fuckers. They know where to put their money, and they know how to. Anyway, uh, here's an important detail before I go on a quick little break here. Um, you need hard charging senators and Republicans that are strong physically, emotionally, spiritually, grounded in their religion, whether it's, you know, whatever. Um, they have ethics, they're decent, conservative, of course, to a certain degree, not too crazy. Like this guy, Eric Schmidt. This is the kind of people that you want, man or woman. There's also another girl that's, I forgot his name, Hamanik. Oh, darn it, what's her name? Let me find it real quick, just a second. I've got to find this girl. Where is this girl? Anyway, the video that you saw here, just letting you know while I'm searching. Oh, I took it off. But anyway, that was Huntington Beach Pier in the very beginning. You know, kind of the prelude to the show. I'm gonna start doing that from now on. Just leaving up like maybe Waikiki or just the places I've lived. The live cam stuff is so cool to watch every once in a while. There's some really, really cool stuff in there. Well, Huntington Beach right now is having what's called, it's a 9-day event. It's called the U.S. Open of Surfing. It used to be called the OP Pro, Ocean Pacific Pro. I don't know if you remember, look it up, early 80s riots of Huntington Beach. It's crazy. I was there that day. I was there earlier, walked around, partied for a little bit, saw a couple of guys surf, some of my idols when I was surfing a lot, and then I left and go partying in town, maybe half a mile away, and then we're watching on TV as the whole fucking place is being torn up. But anyway, so that place is really nice. There's anywhere from 300 to 500,000 people on the beach per day, and that within like a mile, within like a half a mile radius around that pier that are watching these surfers. And I'm telling you, the skin, it's just so much skin, it's crazy. It's just crazy. And I'm used to it. I've seen it just a bazillion times. I've been in Hawaii. Anyway, I mean, nothing like the silhouette of a woman's body. I am telling you. But you will get a handful if you go to the OP Pro. I always recommend people to go to the U.S. Open of Surfing. Um, Definitely in summer. If you can't get to Hawaii, go there. You will have a blast. It's super fun, great people. A lot of conservatives, by the way. Lots and lots of conservatives in Huntington Beach, California. These people, you got to have money to live there. If you got an oceanfront property, it's $2-3 million house. I'm just telling you right now. And I was getting to this lady. Let's see if I can find her. I was just watching her. Her name is Hannick. Her is Hannick or something like that. Um, Hannick, where's Hannick? She's just fucking epic. Here she is, right here. Kamak. She was just amazing. Let me see if I think I had watched something earlier from her. She's a beast. She's a fucking beast. That's the kind of people you want. You don't want fucking Fettermans and fucking Bidens and fucking Pelosi's and just weak ass, fucking pathetic Feinsteins. There it is right here.
Happens to these kids after this point.
This is a good one.
This little girl was then turned over to...
You gotta watch this.
Thank you, Secretary Becerra. I want to start with your attention here on this jar. Do you see this? Do you know what this is?
Looks like candies or snacks.
Unfortunately, the reality is much more grim. These are wristbands that the cartels force people to wear when they cross the border. And if you're not wearing one and you cross the border, the cartels will take a limb or an appendage. This is what these people are forced to wear, and it dictates what cartel they belong to, how much they have paid. And they are absolutely a part of the horrors of trafficking and smuggling that occurs at our southwest border. And I have to point this out because I want to tell the journey, because this has really been laid out in bits and pieces along the way by my colleagues, and we're here to talk about these kids. So if you could turn your attention to the screen real fast, I want to show a quick photo.
Look how uncomfortable he is. Did you see that? He knows all about this. He knows, and I guarantee you he's part of it. I mark my fucking words. Remember I said that.
Turn your attention to the screen real fast. I want to show
Look at him. He's like,
a quick
fuck.
photo.
God damn it. I can't believe she knows about this. Fuck. Oh my God. Look at him. He's just fucking freaking out right now. You can see it.
That I took. It was 11:46 at night. I myself took this photo. That little girl that you see was acting terrified, not of the agents, not of myself, but of the man holding her. The very next day at the Donna processing facility, we threatened, and I was there to witness this man with a DNA test. He confessed that he actually was not her father, that he had rented her. This is a process called recycling. Now, I know we're here to talk about what happens to these kids after this point, but this little girl was then turned over to HHS custody, your custody, and you've talked at length today about the vetting process, right? And so you now know that this little girl, not through a DNA test, she's not related to that man. She now is in your custody. You have your own case managers who are supposed to vet these processes. And we, of course, know this from the Florida grand jury. These case managers have very little training or no training in interviewing these individuals, particularly children and young children who have been traumatized. You can imagine that this man who you just saw on the screen, who, by the way, was a convicted sex offender with this child, you can imagine the trauma that that child had sustained. Your own case managers are not trained in examining, evaluating, or recognizing documents as authentic or fake. She came with no documents. They have no official training when it comes to trauma-informed interviewing skills. No official training when it comes to investigating the safety or legitimacy of addresses to which a UAC may be sent. Now, I don't know what happened to that little girl, but what I do know is that the sponsors that you claim to thoroughly vet, which I would love to get your definition of thorough, because you haven't been able to articulate that here today. It also would include the fact that these kids show up with numbers pinned to their clothes or Sharpied on their bodies to call. Agents have reported in official testimony that these kids have the numbers, the same phone number Sharpied on their arms time and time again. Now, we've heard, of course, of situations where the same sponsor is being called, and magically 20, 30, 40 kids end up with that sponsor. And again, I go back to your statement of we thoroughly vet. You've really emphasized that. Do you vet every member of the household? And does it include an FBI check? Does it include an Interpol check? I would hope that it would, considering that we've had 151 different nationalities cross the southwest border under the Biden administration. but I'm guessing that it doesn't.
What?
Because only 9% of the UACs are subjected to a DNA test with their sponsor, less than 23% to a background check.
Wow.
And again, I should point out for the record the fact that you release these folks, these kids, to sponsors that are in the country illegally. By definition, they have already broken the law. Is it a standard operating policy to release children into the hands of sponsors in households that haven't been properly vetted and that are here in the country illegally?
I think I heard a question there, and so I'll try to respond because you packed
I think I heard a question there. I think I heard, that's it?
a lot in there, a lot which I think has a lot of misinformation and that I disagree.
What? It's fucking, look at that. He's, okay, right off the bat, he's reading what his response is supposed to be. It's just horrendous. I don't want to, whatever this guy's got to say doesn't mean shit, because all this information is totally verifiable. Totally verifiable. Why is it verifiable? Because it's right here. She puts it on her website. Somebody's trying to call me. Anyway. She's fucking hot. I don't care. I like big girls. I'm sorry. Not, cute big girls. They're just my favorites. But she's fucking serious. This chick is, this is the kind of fucking people you want. If you want your Fettermans, if you want your fucking, who's the fuck that fucked up the, I hate when McConnell, Mitch McConnell, fucking just, if you want those kind of people, if you want fucking, I want strong, vibrant leaders, younger, I want them not over 72 years old, that's for damn sure. And I want it serious. I want it to, it's an alarm, god damn it. Anyway, but here she is, this is the website. You should go to it. I'm just telling you, it's fucking, this chick is fucking serious. She is serious, and she's a badass. She's a badass. She's a badass. Anyway, I'm going to take a quick break, a little break. I'll be back in a little bit, going over some other stuff, and I'll be discussing what your sources are. What sources, who are you giving your sources to? Who your money, your time, your energy, effort coming up? Because you're going to have to do it soon. I know a lot of people, I ain't fucking voting anymore. Well, you know what? I'm going to talk about that too, because I think Giuliani just won his case that because he was being sued by Dominion and a few others for defamation of character, slander, and I think he won it. We're going to get into that and the voting system, which is very important. And I'm gonna go over that information. But let me just leave you with this right here. I'll just keep you here. How long is that anyway? This one. I'll leave you with this one. This is the one behind me. Alright, I'll be back. Be back soon. Oh shit, sorry. Sorry, Willis. Oh, sorry. So anyway, God damn, I had my thing off. I'm sorry about that. So let me go back. So let me kind of see if I can. In here, as I was stating, right? I'll go to it again. There are two major parties. Let me back up. There are two countries with two major parties that control pretty much everything. There are two countries out there. One country is Malta. There's just two parties. The other country is the United States. There are other countries, right, out there. By the way, you're at Montauk. It is July 31st, 2023. Thank you for being here, by the way. Gosh darn it, I didn't have my thing on. Thank you, Lois, for that. Chat is okay, it was muted. But this is ballot access. As of December 21, 2022, 209 state level ballot qualified political party affiliates in the United States. Some parties are recognized in multiple states. For example, both the Democrat and Republicans are recognized in all 50 states. If you're running in any other party, you're probably just wasting everybody's fucking time, especially Cornell West. The Green Party has ballot access in like I don't know, probably nothing now. They don't have enough fucking people. These two parties account for 102 of the 209 total states level parties. Three minor parties were recognized in more than 10 states as of December 2021. We have the Libertarian Party with 33 states, Green Party with 17 states, Constitutional Party, and so forth and so on. All right, but the point I'm saying is we are going to be, again, overwhelmed or hit by the tidal wave of advertising and political corruption from the Democratic Party. Both parties advertise. Okay, I get it, but it's going to be pretty heavy duty, and I'm just not seeing the voting machines. Let me just see if I can pull that up. Voting machine. Oh, darn it. Voting machine per state. Voting methods and equipment by state. All right. Optical scans, I got all these other ones, but here are the processes. And this is what people need to kind of, you definitely want to look into this. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because not all states are the same. Not all states have the same ballot accessible process. Look, every 2 years there should be a holiday called Voting Day. Why that isn't the fucking case in a democracy, and I hear fucking, okay, there's two things the Republicans to do to totally annihilate the Democrats, even though the Democrats are going to throw themselves in jail because they're all a bunch of fucking fucking crazies right now. They're just nuts. But raise the minimum wage, at least to $10, but at least you did it. At least you're throwing it out there. And fix the voting system. Oh, excuse me. And make sure that there's a holiday every 2 years to vote. A holiday so everybody can get out there, and the polls must be open from 8 a.m. to 8 o'clock at night. 12 hours. You have 12 hours on that day off, 8 a.m. to 8 o'clock at night, or make it from 9 to 9. I would make it from 8 a.m. to 9. If some states want to do it earlier at 6, that's fine. If some want to do it later at till 10, that's fine. You know, I think that's fine if they want to extend their time, but they can't go past 10 and before 6, right? But they're each, that should be a law. And it should be the day off. You have a holiday, right? Your holiday. So what you're doing is you're creating a wonderful experience for people instead of making it such a fucking hassle. And that's been the goal of the duopoly as fucking Tucker Carlson told everybody. These two fucking power hungry assholes from each party just continue to fuck everybody else, and they're gerrymandering and rigging, and that fucking Biden didn't win the fucking. I mean, how dumb can you be to believe that this guy got 81 million fucking votes? Trump had like 40, 50,000 people at his rallies, and I think I saw like 40 people max at every fucking rally that he actually went to in 2019, in 2020. Biden, it was terrible. It was pathetic. It was fucking pathetic. Right? There's just no way. And then all of a sudden, how convenient. The flu came around, I call it Fluvid-19, right? And they scared the shit out of people and were able to get states and change the balloting, the mail-in process, the counting days. Instead of just a couple of days after or 3 days after, they were able to do it up to 10, 11 days after. They were able to manufacture a move that you couldn't watch. A lot of these states, you can't have a third party. Only the two-party representatives can be there to watch others count. You want another fucking other person in there, right? You want another fucking person in there. But if you look at this and you research this, the table below shows the voting equipment was used in each state November 3rd, 2020 general election. Okay, this hasn't really changed. But look at the differences, right? If you're in California, that's how they won. This mail-in shit. The intercepted mail-in ballots. Some of them were lost, some of them were stolen, some of them were disappeared. More ballots came from counties and cities that fucking don't have that amount of people that actually lived in them, right? It was fucking crazy. Optic scan, I don't know what the fuck that is. But it's all different. Hand marked paper ballots, that's the one you want. BMD accessibility, I don't know, what the fuck is BMD accessibility? Hand marked paper ballots. BMD for I don't know. See, like there's Texas has like so many. I mean, none of this is standardized. It's not consistent and the same in each fucking state. What's Missouri? What is Missouri? Hand-marked paper ballot, BMDs, and DREs with VVPAT. That's a lot going on there. That's just a lot fucking going on there. So, optical scan votes mark their votes by filling in an oval box. So that's the scan. The optical scan is this machine that scans shit. Right? Not a visual. That can be altered. That can be changed. Let's look at Dominion. They've had their fucking issues. We all know that. Let's bring you back to Iowa when Bernie got fucking hammered and he didn't investigate that any further. And he's like, what just happened in Iowa? Yeah, remember? That's when I said that guy was a piece of shit. And I fucking I got suckered in the second time. So stupid. Just like I got suckered into Obama twice. Jesus Christ. Direct recording electronic BMDs, ballot mark devices and systems. Allows for the electronic presentation of a ballot, electronic section, and valid contest options. What happened to the hole punchers? I remember when I was younger, you used to push this, the paper would slip in, you take each one of your cards, and you would slip it into the machine, and you push on it, punches it. Punch, 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 for you're going to. And you got to remember, once you push it, you can't change it. That's it. So you got to make sure you're pushing the right button. And then people were complaining that, they wanted to change it and all this other shit. But my point here is, across the board, it's all fucking different. It all favors one political party or another. It all favors one technology or another. And none of these can't be preset, pre-diagnosed, compromised, or post compromised, or let's just say fixed, or rebranded, or redone. You know what I mean? It's the whole system's just a fuck up. It should be across the board one way, the best way. So I've always said paper ballot, punch it in, and get a receipt. So when you're punching it in, you're punching it in a heavy copy, a light copy, which is your copy, and then the heavy copy goes in to be counted through an old-fashioned machine, right? And that machine is not a machine you can hook a computer to and change the fucking numbers. That's the problem. It just spits out the numbers, and then you look at the numbers, and those numbers can be videoed up for people to see. You don't have to, the way they're doing it now, it's just, there's just too many, there's the margin for error, or hackability, I guess you'd say, is bad. It's just bad. So that's a problem. Now, what I also did is I did this. I think I'm going to create this. And the reason why this is because it's Power to the People Party, Mana Party, right? It could be helpful if I do it in Hawaii. People understand it more because everybody knows what mana means in Hawaii, because mana in Hawaiian means power, right? Matter of fact, I think it means a couple other things. Let me see. Mana in Hawaiian meaning. Okay, mana in Hawaiian means spiritual energy of power and strength. Manatag. In the native Hawaiian culture, the sacred term mana is known as spiritual energy of power and strength. It's possible for mana to be present in objects and people. For people, it's possible to gain or lose mana through the different decisions they make. Ooh. You fuck up, you'll know. Yeah, that's pretty obvious, right? There's a whole practice on that. But mana means power, right? Spiritually, or however you want to dictate. And I think what I'll do with this party, because I'm just kind of rolling this out as I kind of think about it and move along, because I just bought that, by the way. I just bought that. I just bought this right here. Manaparty.org. I don't want to do a color. I don't want to do an animal. I don't want to. I actually like buffalo, but buffalo aren't around anymore. I think I already bought that. But anyway. But it's just the Power to the People Party. You know, and I don't want to put that all in. Power to the People Party.org now. I'm just going to call it Mana. Mana for the people. The Mana People Party? No, just Mana Party. Power Party. Because we're supposed to have the power, not the elected officials, not the lobbyists, right? We should have it, right? And so the voting systems just need to be consistent across the board. I'm just going to say that right now. That's just, you'd be an idiot not to do two things immediately in your campaign right now. Every 2 years is a holiday. This is what if the Republicans do this, they're locked. It's locked in. It's locked in. Holiday every 2 years for voting. Specify 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. If you want to do it to 6, it can only be 12 hours though. So you get, but it has to be either from 6 to 6, or from 7 to 7, or from 8 to 8, or from 9 to 9. That's, I think, what it should be, right? But it can't be like 3 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. That's it. It's just, it has to be the law across the land. And if they want to lock it in, they should also make all the systems consistent, the same, right? Structured. Kids love structure. Just letting you know. It's just they like going to the same places, the same this, the same that. They feel it's comfortable. New things for anybody is kind of hard for people to do when you keep changing the systems. And like if you go to one state and your system is totally different in another state, you're just like, well, I'm not familiar with this. How do I know I'm voting correctly? And we want to be able to move freely throughout the United States to live and breathe. And I mean, if I want to live in fucking West Virginia for a year, and then Missouri for a year, and Hawaii for a year, or whatever, that's up to me. It should be the way it is. But that system of voting should be the same, and I should get that day off, right? I should get that day off. So that's two things. Holiday, make sure the voting systems are all consistent and structured the same. I don't give a hell what fucking anybody thinks. I just think that's a smart thing to do. Number 3, and I brought this up earlier, and I keep bringing it up. The minimum wage has not been raised since 2009. It's like $8 something an hour, maybe $7.75. I don't even know. Some really terrible. Nobody hires. No company out there can get an employee to work unless they're at least going to pay him at the very minimum $10 an hour. If you're in California, if you're not hiring them at least at their minimum, which is 15, you're not going to get them to fucking get hired. So if the Republicans can throw out $10 an hour right now, $12 an hour, oh my God, then it's over. Then it's over. At least they did it. Because no employer can hire anybody. They know it. I don't care if you're a fucking plumber, electrician, HVAC, HVAC, if you're a drywaller, carpenter, convenient liquor store, whatever. You can't fucking... Nobody's going to work for less than $10 an hour or 11. Not going to happen. Right? So they just need to do those 3 things. They could lock that fund, then they'll fucking have it done. But I fucking bought that. I fucking think that my party... I'm not going to call it my party. I don't want to ever say that again. I'm going to try not to say that. Because it sounds selfish, and it sounds egotistical, and it sounds a little narcissistic, honestly. I really believe it's the Power to the People party. Power to the people. That's what the Mana party is about. Giving power back to the people. What our focus is to do one of those 3 things. That's it. That's there's some more. Get money out of politics. Get rid of Citizens United. McCutcheon versus FEC, right? And let people be able to vote as independents everywhere. That's because there is an independent party, but they're terrible. Let me see if they're how these guys. I don't know who fucking runs that party, but they suck, right? Independent party. Political parties, who are they? Let's look. I think there's like 20 of them. Why is this so fucking gigantic? Oh my God. Oh, it's at 175? What the fuck is that? I know it's in here. Few research. Here's some more information. We should... Independent should... I believe Is there an independentparty.org? Nope. Well, fuck me. Hang on a second. There has to be. Independent. Wait, let's go back here. Continue. Oh, that's a picture. What the fuck am I doing here? Hang on. GoDaddy. I swear to God. Somebody has it, but they're doing nothing with it. Are you kidding? That's ridiculous. Is there an independent party? The American Independent Party. Oh, here it is. American Independent Party. Huh. I don't see a website or anything. Anyway, what our party is about is independent, making sure that everybody can vote as an independent on every ballot. You don't have to register as a Democrat. You don't have to register as a Republican. You can register as an independent. Because if you do that, that should be a law also. That should be, I think George Washington would have wanted that to happen because he was very adamant about the problem with parties. He was extremely weary of it, and he had it's like it was a bane he had against that crap. And let me see here. I think it's in here somewhere. Oh, I just had it in front. Shit, where is it? God damn it! It's like right in front of my face, and then it disappears. Where is it? Here is it. Right here. So this is what George Washington said. Right? George Washington pretty much said it. I have already intimated to you the danger of parties in the state, with particular reference to the founding of them on geographical discriminations. Let me now take a more comprehensive view and warn you in the most solemn manner against the baneful effects of the spirit of party generally. Right? He believed that everybody, right? He believed that definitely everybody has their Second Amendment rights, like I do. You know, whether but he definitely believed that you should be able to be a fucking independent and be able to vote, right? And here's the sad thing here. If we go back to the list, let's see how many. 2022 states. Ballot qualified parties by state. Look at that. You guys see this? Yeah, you see it. Hey, Willis, thanks for telling me about that earlier, bro. Appreciate it. But this is very telling. And here's the problem, and you're gonna you can see it right here. So let's look. So Alabama, full ballot access, Democrat, Republican. Alaska, Independent Party, Alaskan Independent. Only it's called the Alaskan Independent Party. That's a different fucking party. Dems and Repubs. Arizona has Libertarian. Let's just say they all have Democrat. We all know that. So other than Democrat and Repub, Arizona has Libertarian, and that's it. Other than Arkansas, is just Democrat, Arkansas, Republican Party, Arkansas. Interesting. American Independent Party of California, Green Party of California, Libertarian, Peace and Freedom Party of California. Oh, Jesus. California Republic. It should just be independent. It just should be if you're a citizen, not a fucking illegal immigrant, right? But if you're a born citizen over the age of 18 in the United States, you shouldn't have to put down your party or register with the party. You should just, if we all were independents like George Washington wanted, and the elections were complete and totally transparent and completely fair and not rigged or able to be rigged, and we had a holiday, and I'm not going to get into Citizens United right now. Yeah, and we didn't have money in politics. We'd have a different country. We'd have a different country for sure. Things would be a lot better for a lot of people. For sure. For sure, for sure. All right, I'm done. So I'm going to announce it here. I am creating what's called the Mana Party. The Mana Party is a party that's going to try to get holidays every 2 years. The system that I've talked about. Ballot access for independents. It doesn't have to be called the Independent Party. I could call it mono voting, power voting. Yeah, maybe I might get that one too. Anyway, and that's what I'm going to be doing. And it's 12:05, and I think I'm gonna. How long have I been on totally? I might take another break and then come back. But anyway, yeah, and we want to make sure we get paid decently. Let me bring up a point. I'm going to come back and talk about Robert F. Kennedy, and he's getting a lot of headway, and I'm really concerned about that because Bernie did the same thing too, right? And I swear to God, don't be surprised, any of you, that he's a fucking Bernie 2.0. Just do not be surprised, right? And hopefully, because he's been on a lot of town halls, and he's got more exposure than I think Trump ever had. Right out of the gate, which is very suspicious. Anybody that gets that much airtime, in my opinion, you kind of got to be careful with. I'm going to come back in a little bit, and we're going to go over RFK, go over some recent crap in regards to the Republicans and what they're not doing which is a lot of fucking shit. They're doing a lot of doing a lot of nothings out there. And just tons of stuff, tons of information that's out there. And yeah, that's what I'll be doing. So, what is today? Today's Monday, so it's Monday. Tomorrow I'm going to do another show, of course, and I'm going to try to do another one on Thursday. But I'll be coming back and I'm talking about RFK, and we're going to talk about a few other things. I'm going to take a break. And that's the cool thing about having a YouTube channel, is it can be a 3-hour long channel, but you can take a break whenever you want. It's kind of cool. So back to the live cam, and I'll be back. Aloha.
Howdy and aloha. Welcome to Manatee. The earth and you are ohana. We hope you stay and talk.
Howdy and aloha. Again, this is James with Montauk. Willis, thank you very much. I appreciate you helping me earlier. I think you can hear me now. Thank you. It is is August 1st, 2023. We just hit the 26-minute mark of August. It's okay. This one's going to be kind of short. I've just got to go over, and it'll come up, and then I'll be able to kind of sift through it a little more. But I was looking at this interview with Jimmy Dore, and I thought this lady that was on there, what was her freaking name? Oh, gosh darn it. Well, we're going to find out, okay? Right here.
If you have bed bugs and live in the Kansas City.
That's gross. Not in my bed. Not in my California king-size bed. Another commercial. Yeah, I thought it was a great conversation.
She's an American television.
How's it go?
We have special guests with us. It's Carol Roth. She's an American television personality. She's the best-selling author, entrepreneur, radio host, and investor who has appeared as a guest on Fox Business, CNBC, CNN, Fox News, MSNBC. She was one of the judges on Mark Burnett's America's Greatest Makers television show and is a weekly panelist on the current events and business show Bulls and Bears. She was the host of WGN Radio's The Noon Show and author of the New York Times bestseller book, The Entrepreneur Equation. Her latest book is right here. You Will Own Nothing, Your War with the New Financial World Order and How to Fight Back. Welcome to the show, Carol Roth.
Jimmy, so nice to see you.
So nice to see you, too. So this book is heavy duty, and this is the stuff that people don't know about, and it's like they don't want to know about it. And I first became aware of what you're talking about in this book during the trucker protest. Nobody's ever decided to do a pandemic where you shut down everyone's business, and at the same time, we create hundreds of new billionaires. So 99.
That's what I was going to say. It wasn't everyone's business.
Right.
It was the ones who weren't wealthy and well connected. They kept Amazon open. They kept Walmart open.
That's
you
right.
could get your dogs.
They kept Little Caesars open. They kept, and I brought this up. And I kind of went forward because a lot of that stuff she's talking about is kind of cool. But I brought up the fact that, okay, so this very bad thing is out there and we get it. There's about 250,000 plus fast food restaurants out there. It seems like I'm sitting down. Oh, you know why? That's why. Let me hold on. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay, now that's better. My seat was down the whole time. Yeah, 250,000 plus fast food restaurants: McDonald's, Taco Bell, Hardee's, Carl's Jr., Del Taco. All these places were open. They never closed. So you go to get your fast food. You bring out your money, your coin, or your debit or credit card. And you don't, who knows where that's been. And I think one of the biggest transfers of any, virus or whatever, from what I can tell, or just do the research, is when you pass along something, and even like a card, like somebody's, like I touch it here, but I just pick my nose, or I just coughed in my hand and I got, and then you have it, and then you rub it in your eyes, or you rub your face, or wipe your mouth. What is this? Whatever card. Here's a business card, right? A currency or whatever, debit or credit card. I don't have my wallet in front of me, so you know what I'm talking about. And the problem with these people is the people that probably have the least amount of insurance, or the worst plan of insurance to keep them healthy, is people in the fast food industry. I actually wrote some senators and posted a few blogs and social media and stuff in West Virginia when it first happened, and I got a response from the paper, the Herald, I think it was called, Charles City Herald, I don't remember it. And I think I got a picture of it somewhere, but it got on front page news, one of the pages, or just, I don't know, anyway. And I was asking the question, so why are these open? If this thing is dangerous, so why are these open? Why is Walmart still open? And Walmart was really funny too, because let's just go back to the restaurant, to the fast food restaurant. So the biggest problem is they never ever had enough personal protective equipment, PPE. They wore the same gloves all the time. I mean, ask Steve at the Red Economics, she'll fucking tell you. She was working at Little Caesars at the time. And she had the same gloves. They were running out. We literally had to buy our own. And I would go by McDonald's or whatever else, and I'd see these people with holes in their gloves. It's just like the most gross, and you can see the dirt and junk and grease and crap all over them. And they're handling money, and they're passing you their Coke, or they're passing you their food in that box or that bag or whatever. And and that was just seems the greatest way to to transfer something, if you know what I'm saying, right? But the worst way to protect the masses, it was just ridiculous, and they really didn't have any good answers from the emails. And then I really started thinking this just doesn't make any sense, and I started doing my research, questioning authority, and at sources at every turn, chiggity chiggity, checking myself before I wreck myself. You know my little saying. And the other thing is she would go to work and be sick, or wait, her manager was like super sick at one point, and the regional manager go, no, you got to go to work, you have to, you got to have the people there. So they didn't care if somebody was sick or not, you're still working, because they were cleaning house. And most of these people get most of these restaurants get anywhere from 300 to 1,000 transactions per day. Just tons and tons of people going through there left and right, and it was just crazy. So the other thing was Walmart, instead of elongating the hours to separate people, right, they decided to shorten the hours. They were told by the government to shorten the hours. Health and Human Services, the CDC, and all these other places were saying, you should shorten your hours. What that did is people were going they were sifting as like a funnel. So there were more people in a shorter amount of time. Instead of widening the hours, taking the hit on some payroll maybe a little bit, right? Or just leaving it open as it was to spread out people, or just, this was done ass backwards from the fucking very beginning. So let's just say it was open I think it was like open from 10 to 6, right? 10 to 6, so you got to pack all these people in as soon as you can. They're supposed to be 6 feet apart, 6 feet safe. 6 feet safe. Jim Brewer, you got to watch. Go look up Jim Brewer, man. That guy fucking nailed it in one of his comedy routines. It's going to go down as one of the most epic comedy routines on the planet. And it is, in my opinion, because it just goes over all the crap in regards to 2020, 2021, and still moving forward, obviously. But this lady here, right, Carol Roth, she discusses her system of fixing things in a financial way. She knows, she's all about crypto and all this other crap, which I think is great. Crypto's great, right? Bitcoin is a big threat to the World Economic Forum because they want to use their own crypto. They want to use their own Bitcoin. It's called FedNow. Anyway, I'm going to talk about RFK, but I don't have a lot to say about him right now because I have to go through his videos. But she has just wonderful points. This is what I thought was really important right here, and this was very telling. Right, this is probably the most telling part here. Is this where she gets into this?
Nails done at PetSmart, but you couldn't get yours done at the local small business. And that was the genius of it, that everybody who had a stake was open and benefiting, and they shut down the little guys. In fact, it was my last book, was The War on Small Business, was all about this. But this is what they do, is they try to say we're all in this together, but we're not. It's not based on data and science. It's based on political clout and connection. And the reality is that the people who are in the middle and working class and the people who aren't the connected, we have numbers. So we need to band together and we need to fight back.
So we're easily distracted. You're right about the culture wars. And that's so the reason why we're talking about bathrooms and trans issues and gender isn't not because those things don't actually exist. There are actual trans people in a world. But the reason why they get way more attention than they should is because the establishment wants us to talk about that instead of the fact that we're the richest country in the world and 80% of workers live paycheck to paycheck and still don't have health care like the rest of the Western world. And if you think you have good insurance, go ahead and get sick. Get sick, and then tell me how much you like the American healthcare insurance system. Go.
Yeah, that's a good point. Here's the other point that I wanted to add on to that. And it goes right here, which is, get rid of this. And I'm going to jump in. I'm going to show you this very simple. if I can find it in my collage. And I think it's right. Where is it? Is it that one? No. Hey, what did he say again? Hold on.
We're talking about bathrooms and trans issues and gender. Isn't not
One thing is like nuttier than a jar of peanut butter, and then you have a small business. And that was the genius of it, that everybody who had a stake was open and benefiting, and they shut down the little guys. In fact, it was my last book, was The War on Small Business, was all about this. But this is what they do, is they try to say we're all in this together, but we're not. It's not based on data and science. It's based on political clout and connections. And the reality is that the people who are in the middle and working class and the people who aren't the connected, we have numbers. So we need to band together and we need to fight back.
so we're easily distracted. You're right about the culture wars, and that's what. So the reason why we're talking about bathrooms and trans issues and gender isn't not because those things don't actually exist. There are actual trans people in a world, but the reason why they get way more attention than they should is because the establishment wants us to talk about that instead of the fact that we're the richest country in the world and 80% of workers live paycheck to paycheck. And
It's the biggest tactic of all, and I'm going to show you what that tactic is. And I'm surprised he doesn't get this, but I know it's in his mind. I know it's in there somewhere, and it's called. God damn it! Where is it? You kidding me? I don't have that up here. I know I have that up here. Where is it? Over here? Nope, it's not there. Hang on. It's right there. Okay, got it. So I'll make this bigger. This is their biggest thing they do. There is nothing that satisfies or helps or benefits an oligarchy or the duopoly of our government and the PPCs, or the Pedo-Predator Class, than division. This is the greatest distraction. It's the greatest tool. They've used it forever. That's why wars are started. That's why religious wars are started. That's why coups are started. They're orchestrated. They're planned. It's a divisional thing. That's why they have these social dynamic issues they throw in the mix that I brought up here, which is so it's real simple. Divide and conquer. If the 99% continues to fight each other, then we'll never defeat the true enemy. And then right here it says the World Economic Forum, ETAL. ETAL means others and alike, or associates. If you're ever served a subpoena or a summons and you're going to jail and you're with a group of people, then they're going to have you listed as the primary person, or you listed along with ETAL, others and alike. I think it's like a Greek, Latin term or something like that. And what happened was, and it's really sad because people are just totally buying into this. It's amazing to me. And Jimmy, you need to fucking pay attention to this because it's very important. CEI, right? What does the Corporate Equality Index in the World Economic Forum have in common with Kelly Robinson and Adolfo David, who used to be the old HRC chairman, human rights, which I totally am for human rights. I used to have the sticker, like I said, on one of my trucks. Totally for LGBTQ. The plus thing was added. This is what really, they're excelling it. So what really happened here is, as I've said, trans, pedo, grooming, divisive narratives, and depopulation are not organic or an accident. It's all by design. Because right here, this is in 2016, right? They brought the HRC tool, or their implanted tool. Her name is Kelly Robinson. She was totally funded, created, orchestrated, put in place by the World Economic Forum, and you can trace it. You can see how that worked to implement 2016 the CEI, Corporate Equality Index, right? And I've got information on that on this stopthewef.org. But that's one of their biggest things, along with what you're saying as well. But their biggest thing is just to keep you divided and conquer. That's just how they roll. They've been doing it for a long ass fucking time, and that's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. Just to keep everybody at bay of each other, instead of the biggest, most threatening word, the most threatening word to the World Economic Forum is unity. 6 feet safe. Don't go to Thanksgiving or Christmas. Stay away from each other. Don't go to church. Don't go to, football games. Don't go to basketball games. Don't go anywhere. Don't get together. Togetherness, unity, the World Economic Forum hates. These Pedo-Predator Class, it shouldn't be a class, it's just pedo-predators, basically. That is their thing. I cannot emphasize this any more than that very, very important fact. They want you to be lonely. They want you to be sick. And now, more so than ever, and they're killing us methodically, especially with they're bought and paid for FDA, bought and paid for CDC, bought and paid for Health and Human Services, and all your other local services out there that talk about health all the time. But as soon as you go to the doctor, what's the first thing he's going to do? A prescription. Get some therapy. Here, go to the big psychology industry. Go to the big pharma industry. Go to the big hospital. Get your stuff ripped off. Get your something taken out. Right? Have this surgically done. This, that. Just all this shit. It's just continuous. Actually, I'm going to do JFK tomorrow. I'm going to read that book, though. That by Carol Roth. I'm really kind of interested in that. I think I'll order it on Amazon. It's probably like $10 or something. Who knows? But I'm going to check that. But other than that, it's getting late. I've been on here for a little while. Thank you, Willis, whoever you are, for coming on. Willis, I think you've been with us for paying attention. I hope I'm talking about the right person. I'm sorry if I'm not. There's a lot of people that come in and out of my channel, but thank you, by the way, for being here. Anybody, Jordan, thank you for commenting. Last thing I always say is go to the Stop the World Economic Forum. Here is the website right here. I redid it because it was a little too dark. Couldn't really read it, but this is what it looks like. And I think the message is now more. I've been trying to, make it, condense it. I've got a lot of stuff in there. If anybody's a website person and wants to help out, I am creating the Mana Party, which is an independent voting party. Our goal is to get every 2 years holiday for voting, all the same structured systems for voting are all identical, and they're all able to be seen by anybody, by the public. They should be done in a stadium. Honestly, that's my opinion. It's that important. It's that important. A minimum wage should definitely go up, of course, at least $10 or $12 now or something. And then also, get money out of politics. Citizens United, get fucking rid of that. McCutcheon versus FEC. And that's it. Other than that, and then last but not least, next year I'm heading out to Hawaii, and I'm going to be going over. Let me see if I can get to it. Can't wait to go. It's gonna be fucking awesome. It's just fucking awesome. And I'll be going to
Have you wondered if your life
another
experience
commercial by fuckheads. Okay. Let's go to the channel. I don't know if I set it up correctly. There's a lot of stuff I still need to do with that. It's called Hawaii Lore, right? I don't know where this HK7OM, I don't even know what that is. But I'm going to start doing that channel. It's coming up here pretty soon. But this is mainly for Hawaiians and the Hawaiian homeland and stuff like that. Because I'm 42% Hawaiian. That's just a totally different realm. But right now, we definitely need to make sure, we get rid of these democrats, and they're everywhere. And there are some Republicans out there too that are just pigs to the democrats and the World Economic Forum. Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell, Mitt Romney, fucking a bunch of others that are just posing as, real conservatives, but they're not. They're just part of the same fucking team. Ohio Republicans are trying to ban abortion. Okay, whatever. Well, good luck trying to have a kid if you've been watsinated. If you got the Kool-Aid, that's all I have to say about that. All right, everyone. Aloha. Thank you for being here. It was wonderful having you on or paying attention. Mahalo. Take care.